We interrupt this program with this major alert. Stay in your houses forever. A thingy has just been released, and it's spreading fast. Now go to davidvose.com. This is an order from headquarters.
Good morning. How is everybody today? It's December the 22nd. It's Tuesday. It's 2009. Well, it's good to see everybody here. Yesterday we talked about healthcare. The day before we talked about education. Today I want to talk about prisons, because I think it's a big problem. I think we need a lot more prisons in this country, because there's just too many people running around free. Okay? When you get that many people just running around free, doing whatever they want, you know, we don't have any control. That's what it is. We don't have any control over these people. We don't know what they're doing. So I think what we need to do is we need to start hiring a lot more police. All right? I know Rome didn't have police, and, you know, the great empires of the past never had police. All right? So what? Okay, we do. And it's a good thing. All right? That way we can control everybody. We know where everybody's at, because it's a frightening world. And there's, you know, in fact, there's so many people in the street that shouldn't be on the street, and they need to be locked up. And let's face it, some of them are in Washington. Okay? We need to get some of these people in Washington behind bars too. And you know, there's a lot of ways we can do it. I mean, we could make the drugs that grow from the ground illegal. Okay? And then we could say that it's got to be approved by the FDA, by the federal government, okay? And if they don't approve it, you don't smoke it, okay? You don't use it. Because you don't know where these drugs have come from. People could be growing them in their backyards, or, you know, or bringing them in from other countries. It's just not American. You know, we need to know what these drugs are, what they're made of, and they need to be safe, okay? Because these other drugs, you know, if somebody gets hurt, then who's responsible? Who's responsible then if we haven't approved them? So, and you know, it provides a lot of jobs, okay? And that's the important thing, is we need jobs, we need prisons, we need control. But you see, think of all the little children that don't have food on their table, and their parents don't have a job. Well, we can provide lawyer jobs, okay, doctor jobs, because you see, the doctors prescribe the drugs. The lawyers will then turn and prosecute those people who gave you the drugs, because the lawyers will claim that millions of people are dying. We could put them on television about every 5 minutes saying, have you taken Ritalin? Have you taken Paxil? Have you taken this drug or that drug? And it's like, it's confusing. I don't know, I took them all. But, you know, you usually can find one that you've taken, and then you can sue the government, all right? And then it's full circle. Okay, then everybody's in the circle, because now you've got the police involved, the drugs, and, you know, everything's, we're controlling it. In fact, what we ought to do, I'm thinking, is we could go kind of more worldwide with this. We need to take and start a war with somebody, so we can get, you know, we need to control everything. Start controlling their drugs, okay? And then teaching them how to take the right drugs, getting their lawyers to start suing us for giving us the drugs, and then we've brought it again full circle, see? So, yeah, it's a good idea. And, you know, it'd be great to see just how many people we could really get in prison. Because We don't have enough people in prison at this time. There's just not enough room in the streets for us free people, and so doctors could be put into prisons because they're crooks. Lawyers, okay, they're crooks. Politicians, we put all those people, and then that's how we could do it. Yes. In fact, we've already got most of the animals in their little doggy prisons and kitty prisons, and they're doing just fine. Everybody knows that's the best place for them, rather than being out on the street running around like that, getting into trouble, sniffing around in our garbages and everything. So we've got the animals all locked up, and even the ones that don't, that never were on the street, just the ones that were not very many years ago were running wild. Like cows, deer, things like that used to be out in nature. We've got them all in pens now, standing in their own manure in 110 degree weather, flies flying out their nose, drinking their own urine in 110 degree water. It's been sitting out there all day, got all this stuff hanging from their mouth, or they're eating all this grass, and then they stick it in the water and it just, and we've got chickens in these buildings, a cage about this big. Okay, they're in there all their life, and their little claws are just, grown right to the cage. All right, and so when after you get done putting all those, hormones down that chicken so it could produce, more eggs. Of course, the chicken's not going to live very long doing that, but long enough to grow his little leg right onto and so you got to cut it off. And of course, then the chicken's not worth anything after you throw him in the pen and you grind him up, and then you got chicken. You see, we serve that to the restaurants, and man, we just it's all coming full circle. Just like I say, we can put everybody in prison. And that's the answer, and that's the answer for today, December 22nd, 2009, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. This is David Vose saying, good day. All about goats playing around, eating their oats. Along comes a man, if you can call him that. Goats night, don't know why. Think he's high. Man, that guy. Tragedy was a tragedy. Terrible tragedy. Song about ghosts just eating their. Who you calling a camel?